Hey everybody, welcome to another episode. I'm Rob.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andi.
And this is
Everybody in the Conference Room.
That's right. Welcome to another episode, guys. As always, make sure you subscribe and leave us that good 5-star review on iTunes. If you do, we will read it live on the air. We'll get to one of those in just a minute. Make sure you tell a friend about the show. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/anofficepod. And speaking of, I want to say thank you to all of our patrons.
All of them.
Give a special shout out to our sponsor for this episode, talking about our $20 patron, Mr. Brian Cavazzazo.
Thanks, man.
Little golf
That's
clap.
a little
I just got to
clap,
say,
yeah.
he knows who my Aunt Phyllis is, and that makes me laugh.
Yes. Yes, he does. That was awesome. All right, so speaking of that good 5-star review, we got a good one.
Read it for me.
This one comes from Sparkling Eyes 04, which, if I'm not mistaken,
Beautiful.
is the username of one of our newest patrons over at Patreon. So,
Oh, that's
sweet.
cool.
Welcome.
Yeah. And so the title for this review is Amazeballs.
That's great.
And this person was born in the early 90s.
Was Amazeballs like a big thing in the 90s?
In like the
I was-
mid-90s, yeah,
I was
right?
born in 92, so
Do you remember Amazeballs at all growing up, Adam Jones?
that is, no.
No.
Oh, is it older? Is it 80s?
I was born in 1984. Okay.
Wowza.
Full disclosure, old man. I never heard the expression Amazeballs.
You've never heard of Amazeballs?
Until like maybe a few years ago.
No.
Really?
But
That
growing
was
up-
like the junior high term. I always used Amazeballs.
You mean to tell me that you would be little Andy, little middle school Andy would
Yeah.
be on the play yard going,
Sure.
"Oh my gosh, that's Amazeballs."
Amazeballs, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Maybe I was just sheltered as a child. I don't remember that at all.
Well,
But this is the bod. This is that good bod. It says, This is one of the best Office podcasts that I have found. Love listening to other people's perspectives about The Office. These three are funny to listen to. They are very comical and know their Office stuff. Keep up the
love
great
it.
work.
They said funny and comical, guys. I am positive they're talking about me.
I'm funny. No.
Wait, so one of you is the funny one, and one is the comical?
And what are you? The straight guy?
He's
Well, and then it says it says they know their Office stuff. I feel like that's
Oh,
Adam.
you're the
I
like,
know
yeah,
my-
that's
I know
Adam.
my-
So maybe
I know my Office stuff.
maybe you're funny and I'm comical. Maybe I'm funny and you're comical because you're a little more like,
What's the difference between
Proper.
funny and comical?
funny's a little more loose, a little more. You never know what they're gonna say.
She's
and
doing a
comical's
shimmy.
a little more
She's
like
doing a
I
shimmy
did
while she did that.
loose.
Oh my god.
And comical's a little more like straight edge. Like
Straight
I'm
edge.
funny, but I'm not gonna step out of line in my humor. Andy's
Oh.
a wild guy.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's the difference.
There you go. And Adam knows a lot of stuff. That's so sad. He's funny, guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of funny.
Yeah, totally.
It's a little bit too long.
That was the highest pitched yeah I've ever heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay.
So, guys, we are on the road to 5,000 downloads. We are closing in.
Here, all together, guys. Cake.
That is the worst chant that has ever.
It is not.
Our
cake,
listeners were doing
or
it with
is
us,
it the
though.
best? Let's keep it real. It's cake.
We're on the road to 5,000. So last week we had Shelby on, and the
baker.
We're trying to figure out what kind of cake we're gonna make when we do our 5,000 download celebration live stream recording cake.
Oh my gosh, I forgot we
Cake-aganza.
committed to that. Good luck, y'all.
We're trying to decide between red velvet and chocolate cake.
Rumor has it it's the same thing. If it's the same thing, why not red velvet? Because it's more festive.
Yeah, I guess.
If it's not the same thing, red velvet is better. I stuttered it.
I find that when I have red velvet, it's usually more like moist.
Yeah. Ew, but yeah.
Ew. But also with cake, it's like, oh,
Ew,
yeah.
still ew.
No, it's good. You don't want dry cake.
Have you guys ever had red velvet with chocolate chips in it?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't. I thought I just invented that in my head and it sounded delicious.
I'm not a fan of like things in the cake.
What do you mean?
Like,
And
I
how
don't-
many things are in cake? Just like that?
Like I just don't. Yeah, like I don't want like chocolate. Like,
Okay, this is coming from the guy that wanted a funfetti cake for his birthday.
but you don't.
Oh.
Sprinkles. That would be sprinkles
Funfetti
in the
doesn't
cake.
change the texture of the cake. It just adds a festive appearance. Anyways, we digress. We're on the road to 5,000, and we can only do it with you guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. Make sure you're telling your friends. Spread the word. All that good stuff.
And all that jazz.
That's right. All right, you guys ready to jump in on this episode?
I was born ready.
All right. So, hey, tonight, Michael wants to party. Pam is ready to date. Jim is making those sales. And Toby is going to take a chance on love. This is The Convention, Season 3, Episode 2 of The Office.
Get it, girl.
Is that for Toby? What do you mean?
Maybe that was for Pam. Going on a first date? Yeah, get it, girl. That applies.
So the episode opens and Michael arrives at the office and he's very happy. He's excited. He asks Pam, hey, Pam, did you watch Oprah? She did not. Does Pam seem like an Oprah watcher to you?
No.
She does to me. Like a sitcom. Not sitcom, but like... What is it called? The ladies who just watch shows in the afternoon.
Like a daytime. She seems like a daytime TV.
Yeah, like a daytime TV. There you go.
I remember that like when I was growing up, like Oprah was like for the moms, you know. And I just don't see Pam as a mom.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't Oprah usually on, or wasn't she? I don't know if Oprah's even on the air anymore.
She was on at like 4, right?
But wasn't it like 3 in the afternoon?
Yeah. I was homeschooled. Okay. So I can tell you when things are on TV.
Did you watch Oprah?
The Price is Right was at like 8 a.m. Great show.
Excellent.
And then, it was Dr. Phil and then Oprah. Like, Dr. Phil was at 2, Oprah was at 3.
Oh, yeah, 3. That's what I thought.
Okay, I love that. So my question
I guess working people don't watch it then.
So that's my point. How was Michael watching Oprah?
Maybe he DVR'd it or something.
Did they have DVR back at this time? Maybe they had TiVo.
He talks about TiVo at some point.
Michael might have been watching it at his desk.
There you go.
The previous day.
There you go. He would have had to be able to stream it online. I don't think they had that then.
Nope.
Oh, man. Anyways.
Wow.
Michael watched Oprah, and he wants to know if Pam did. Pam did not. Michael says, I'm going to be a father. Big news.
That is big news.
But apparently Angelina Jolie was on Oprah. She had adopted a child. Guest. It changed her life, and it really inspired Michael. And so he needs Pam to look into how much it would cost to get a little Chinese baby, I believe is the term that he uses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, frankly, adorable.
You kind of think he's going like, can you figure out how much it would be to give me a little Chinese like food for lunch?
Yeah, like,
but then Chinese baby.
Yeah, it's a baby.
Yeah, that's different.
Just check out the budget on that. Pam thinks he should wait. Maybe feel this one out a little bit. Michael is like full steam ahead, but she says, "Well, I heard that there's like a $1,000 application fee." That sort of sets off a red flag for him.
Yeah.
And then the 8-month waiting list, to which Michael's like,
I don't even know if I want a child in 8 months.
Exactly.
Hey, said every pregnant woman ever.
Oh my!
I'm just kidding. That's a lie.
So Michael starts to think twice, but then he gets a great idea. Hey, Pam, in 10 years, if neither of us have had a kid, Pam immediately, no.
That's a long time, because they're probably, mid-30s?
She's got to be early to mid, right?
Yeah.
Early?
Oh, she seems like maybe late 20s.
No, I wonder if I take that back.
She's not late 20s.
I think she's probably late 20s. I think he's probably mid-30s.
Yowza.
Jim?
Then, she does need a new wardrobe. Oh.
Michael, I think, is late 30s.
At this point?
Yeah, he's
maybe.
mid to late.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's mid to late 40s.
He's got about as much gray as I have right now, so maybe.
Hey, but gray's kind of in now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
Rob brought it back, guys.
It is quite sexy. Yeah. I'm bringing sexy back.
Yeah.
So 10 years, she says no.
Okay,
20
mid-40s.
years.
Mid-50s.
No. Okay, 30 years, Pam. She thinks about it. Okay.
So she's committing to mid to late 60s Michael Scott.
Yes. If she hasn't had a baby yet, or he hasn't had a baby yet, then yes, they will.
That's what my wife was watching this with me. She goes, "Why'd she say yes?" And I said, "I mean, what do you got to lose at
30 years?
That point, 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess so."
And he walks away feeling good.
Yeah, a handshake seals the deal, and he's feeling pretty good.
They shake on it, and the deal is made. So then, in Michael's office, it appears that Michael has recruited Ryan to kind of help him go over the packing list. So Ryan's kind of reading it off. We got 3 pairs of pants, check. 3 pairs of socks.
I love that a company felt so responsible for a packing list that they even included the amount of clothes you need to bring.
Well, here's the deal.
I guess when they think about their employees, like Michael Scott, they're like, let's just do it. It'll be worth it.
I'm not so sure that it's a Dunder Mifflin approved packing list. I think it might be a Michael Scott because the next item after 3 socks is 3 packs of condoms.
There you go. Okay, not company.
What if they said Dunder Mifflin on them?
Yeah.
Like DM and then Dunder Mifflin. You know what I'm saying?
That's their next product. So they're just trying to advertise.
And they're like, pass these out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's viral marketing, if you know what I mean. Then they also, Ryan makes sure that Michael packed his fun jeans, which Michael's fun jeans are a pair of white jeans.
White skinny jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I want to see Michael in white jeans. Angela comes in and Michael signs for his per diem, and it's apparent that Michael is going on a really cool trip. And we have a clip here because Michael fills us in and lets us know about what his amazing destination is going to be. Check this out.
Guess where I am going? I will give you a hint. It is a booze-fueled sex romp where anything goes.
Ooh.
You are correct, sir. I am headed to Philadelphia for the annual Northeastern Mid-Market Office Supply Convention. And Jim Halpert is going to be coming, which will be fun. Poor little guy has been stuck working under Josh, the poor man's Michael Scott, as he is known around my condo.
What is that comment as he's known around my condo?
Well, because, so I think it's basically, Michael, you would say something like, he's the poor man's Michael Scott as he's known around these parts, or he's known around this office.
Yeah,
Like that's who that's
like a wider area. It's well known.
Like that's who we.
I thought you just said in a wider area. I was like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Andy.
Jeez, that's racist.
Yeah.
Racism.
But yeah, the area that he's known as a poor man's Michael Scott is at Michael Scott's house.
Yeah.
Where he lives alone.
That's awesome. So he's going on a booze-laden sex romp?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, he's going to Cancun? No. He's going to Philadelphia for the mid-range paper supply convention, all that
where else?
Those paper salesmen got to get wild somewhere.
They know how to live it up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He does have an extra button unbuttoned on his shirt right now.
He does. He's rocking that polo shirt, and he's like showing the chest hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like pretty low. It's lower than my deep V's.
Yeah.
He actually kind of looks pretty tanned at this point, too.
Very tan.
So as the episode continues, Dwight and Angela are in the break room, and they're sort of like back-to-back arguing. They're not looking at each other, but they're having an argument.
Because it wouldn't be, if you just looked in there, it wouldn't be obvious that they're talking to each other because they're back to back.
That's
right.
So
you can't tell.
Yeah, they just look like coworkers.
Yeah.
But Angela seems to be kind of upset that Dwight is going to this convention. She says, just for managers. Well, I'm the assistant regional manager.
You would think that's out of character for her. Normally she's like, yeah, go shine, go try and take his
That's
job.
true.
She misses him, though.
Yeah, she wants some good quality time.
Okay.
Hoping they get to spend some time together. Fun fact, I read this on IMDb. Apparently, this is the first time that Dwight uses the phrase or the term monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Refers to Angela's monkey, so there you go. But she's not having it. They're fighting, and that's that. So then we go to a clip of Angela in an interview, and she's talking about that growing up they had a term that they used. Looks like somebody took the slow train from Philly, which basically meant check out that slut.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why she was worried. I didn't put that together.
So is she afraid that like Dwight is gonna try to does she agree that like this mid-range paper convention is a booze-filled sex romp?
So
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it could go two ways. I could see that because she thinks ridiculous things, but then also the next scene it cuts to Kelly.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that's what it's referencing.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, she's not from Philly.
No.
But does Angela think she's dressing slutty?
She dressing like she took the slow train from
Philly.
That's right. I don't know. So speaking of Kelly, she is hanging out near Pam, and she is excited for tonight. She's saying things like, you guys are going to click. And we find out that Pam is going on her first date since breaking up with Roy. She's going to go on a date with a local cartoonist, and we actually find out that it's
pretty cool.
It's her first date in 9 years.
Wow.
So Kelly's looking forward to it. She thinks it's going to go well. Pam is looking forward to meeting the cartoonist. And we have a clip here because Michael overhears that this date is going to happen, and he has a great suggestion on how to break the ice.
Boom.
My neighbor Alan, they're going on a date tonight.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I have a great idea. You know what you should do? Be hilarious. Wear your wedding dress. It would be a great icebreaker.
In
your veil.
Yeah. Do it.
I'll probably just wear this.
Really? Okay. Well, word of advice, unbutton that top button. Let those things breathe.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, follow my lead. I've got my polo already unbuttoned.
That's right.
So why don't you let those things breathe a
Let
little bit?
those things breathe. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, that's an enduring
Yeah,
term.
it's
Yeah,
great.
why not?
Yeah.
Appropriate.
That's not harassment in the
Not at all.
workplace.
Not at all.
No.
And as they're heading out the door,
Wait, can you imagine if you said that to one of your staff?
No.
You could say to one staff in particular.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess so.
But I still might file. So,
File a
my
complaint.
I mean, take your chance.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
Roll
got
that die.
really. Yeah, it could be really good, really bad.
Yeah.
Kind of both ends of the spectrum. So
So as Michael and Dwight are getting ready to head out the door to head to the convention, Michael says, "Hey, you want me to give any message to Jim?" And this catches Pam off guard. She says, to which Michael and Dwight then proceed to be,
Literally marching. Marching off.
It's that's classic Dwight and Michael right there.
like right there.
That's super fun.
If you see that, you're like, they're best friends.
Oh yeah,
that's
They're
true.
good. They're birds of a feather.
I would hang out with them.
Oh,
It would be
Yeah,
quite
I
the
would
riot.
too.
That's so funny. So then they head out and they are on their way to Philly for the big convention. Now we go into the kitchen where Angela is sitting with Meredith and they're having some lunch or just taking a little break. But Creed walks in. Good old Creed.
And he's definitely now
He is crazy.
on the other side of Lost It. It's,
Yes.
The corner
It's
has been
pretty
turned
awesome.
for sure.
And it is the Creed we know and love.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So he wants to ask Angela if there's a way that he can sort of get in on this per diem action.
Those shekels.
The shekels that
is
you're
what he-
handing
yeah.
out.
Which, if you look in that clip when he signs, you actually see Creed. He's
Yes.
like looking in.
Yeah, he
Like,
catches.
oh,
He
there's
sees
money.
Angela hand Michael $100 bill.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I got to figure out how to
Why
get in on
wouldn't
this."
Creed just steal it? That's
mean-
my question.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But he wants to see if he can get in on this. Angela's like, it's the per diem for the thing. Meredith makes a crack about Philly being a crappy town that only smells like cheesesteaks. And this makes Angela really mad.
Even though she was just making a weird comment about the slow train from Philly. Yeah, it's weird.
Like, Angela has, like, a love
Some
for
pride.
Philly.
Yeah.
She says this. She gets mad and storms out, saying that this town has a very rich history. So
That's what it is. She's being patriotic.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But what I love is then Creed sits down at Angela's spot and proceeds to eat her bowl of cereal.
Yep.
Tells Meredith that did he say
Andrea.
Andrea?
He says
Andrea.
Andrea's the office.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to bleep that one.
Man, Adam.
Just say it a bunch of times right now. And then
Yeah, Andrea is the office.
But he did say that, right?
Yes, he did.
yeah, he
Or
does.
is that
yes.
just my
No,
interpretation?
no.
And
He
was
definitely
totally appropriate.
definitely says that.
She takes a bite of cereal, says Andrea is the office B word, and you will get used to her. Then proceeds to hold out his hand and say,
Introduce
"By the way, I'm Creed."
My wife watched this
Meredith.
with me and she said, does Creed think that she's new? And I said, Creed doesn't know probably what
Creed
planet
thinks
he's living
he's
on.
new.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't know
Creed
what's
is
going
new.
on.
to Creed.
He's like saying that mainly for himself, and
That's
I'm
right.
Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There should have been a question mark on it.
I love that Meredith just rolls with it, puts her hands out, and she's like, okay. hey,
She's
Creed.
probably slightly to almost fully drunk,
not there
so
either.
she's probably
Yeah,
like,
She's
Gr-
like,
nice
oh,
to
I
meet you."
always wondered.
and I think they sit
You've
close to
always
each
been a
other if I
little
remember
fuzzy.
where they sit.
Across from each
Because
other.
there's like accounting, and then I think that there's them.
well, no,
no,
that's
they face each other.
Oh, that's
sit
right.
in
remember the
same
complaint
area.
was, I'm tired of looking at the redhead.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I want a seat that faces reception.
So
Yeah. Here today, gone tomorrow. Creed.
Oh, I love it. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Dang it. That's 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, we're just going to do the podcast now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hand me the notes that I'm supposed to already have.
Now,
and then after Creed left, he said, "Oh, anytime, con man." That's what I can read over my shoulder. I'm pretty sure I got all the words wrong.
Okay, let's let him.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, you can go back.
Let me
you
save
still
you
owe me a
guys.
Coke, though.
Let me save you from yourself.
And not diet.
Okay, you got
That
it.
stuff is crap.
So Michael and Dwight arrive at the convention, and they run into Jim with Josh from Stamford. Michael proceeds to call Jim a traitor. Mm-hmm. And...
See, he's a chanter, too. Me and Michael.
Yeah, he's yelling the word traitor many, many times.
It's like he's trying to get it to catch on. Like, other people are going to be like, yeah, traitor.
And I had to go off of what the captions...
Okay.
Barabbas. Oh, my gosh. I had to go off of what the subtitles said because I believe Michael pronounced it progital.
Yeah, the progital son.
Progital is what the caption said. So the progital son returns. And it's from this interaction and then an interview just a minute later that Michael is upset. Like, Michael is upset that Jim is gone. It's obvious that Michael feels a little bit betrayed. The line that he draws is he says, it's like firefighters. Like, you never leave a man behind. Like, even if there's like a cooler, better fire in Connecticut.
Right.
Because you're just chasing the coolest fires, apparently.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Yep.
Jim then expresses that he is legitimately glad to see Michael, and this kind of like surprises Michael a little bit. And we'll get a little bit more of insight into that later. Dwight is sort of making some snarky comments about, oh, how's it going to Stamford? Jim has really good sales numbers, and Dwight can't believe it.
Yeah.
And it's in this moment that Jim sort of says, hey, as soon as I saw Dwight, I was like, all those petty pranks that I was pulling on him, like, nah.
And that's when I was like, boo.
And then he spoke.
There you go. There's our Jimmy.
And there we go.
Yeah, and so he says, I wonder if it's possible, or how hard it would be for me to get a copy of Dwight's room key.
Oh, not hard.
No.
You just got to steal his ID.
Yeah, so Jim...
And then you walk down to the front desk and say you lost your key.
That's right. And then you are Jim, but you show an ID of Dwight, and they're like, yes, that looks
they're
like the same person.
They're not going to really look. And truly... Maybe. Yeah, totally.
I will say that Jim, in this episode, the entire time I'm looking at him, a little bit of my old man is showing because I'm like, Jim, get a haircut.
Yeah.
Like those feathery stuff coming out.
Straight across bangs.
That was in the 2000s, though.
That was the cool look?
Yeah.
Are you only saying that because you had that haircut and you're trying to justify it?
No.
Oh, baby.
Rob actually did. Very
did.
similar, except your bangs were longer and feathery-ish.
He was in a band.
I was in a band.
Yeah, so
he was cool.
So we go back to the office. Kevin and Toby are having a conversation, and Kevin lets Toby in on the realization that Pam is available.
Yeah, back on the market.
She is back on the market. Kevin says if he was not engaged, he would totally hit that.
This is very, very uplifting conversation.
I mean, at least he's got
on
standards.
The market, yeah.
I mean, he's like I'm engaged, so I am spoken for.
Yeah, but
honorable.
I mean, if something changed tomorrow.
Yeah, but if I wasn't,
yep,
I would, and I quote, hit that.
Yikes. Please
Good
no.
old Kevin.
Yep.
And if I were Pam, I would just die now. And we're done.
But Toby is like intrigued by this. He's like, oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You see the gears turning like,
yeah.
okay.
Okay, she's back on the market. Like, she's ready to date.
Interesting.
And look at me. I'm dateable.
I'm date-ish.
I'm
do
dateable-ish.
I would date me.
Yeah.
So we go back to the convention, and everybody's meeting up. They're heading to the hotel. Josh is walking with Michael, and he says, and I quote, Michael, I've heard that you're a great salesman. If your branch is absorbed into mine, I want you to know I'll find a spot for you.
Why, Josh?
That was a power move.
That's
there.
messed up, right?
Yeah.
Like,
unless there had been very open conversations about, like, we might do this, we might do that, and, like, everybody was, super
frankly,
aware.
there has been. But
yeah, I don't know. If it was like, hey, we're gonna sell the managers down in the room, and here's like option A, option B, option C, like then it's like, okay, like I guess you can bring that up and just say, oh, I just want, I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but it just seems a little.
It's a little bit douchey.
Yeah.
Like Josh was like, yeah, I would agree. Total power move, and like this is the first time I'm like, dang, dude, that's like savage. It was rough.
Yeah.
And you can see like Michael is definitely turned off by this. But it doesn't take long for him to get turned back on because immediately they run into Jan, and Michael just wants to connect with Jan and just says, hey, here we are. We're at this, booze-fueled sex romp. We need to have some ground rules, Jan. We need to address, and I quote, the 800-pound gorilla in the room. He wants to know, I'm still with Carol. So nothing can happen between us.
Don't try anything.
Yeah. Her response, step away from me, Michael.
Yeah.
Step away, the appropriate response.
And then I think, doesn't he say, like, I just want thank you for being so brave through all of this?
Thank you for being so brave through all of this.
So good. We go back to the office. Pam is in the break room reading the newspaper. Kelly is there talking about her cartoonist friend and how funny his cartoons are and all that good stuff.
We get it, Kelly. She should date him.
At least somebody does, because I believe she says, like, oh, they're so funny. Like, most of the time I don't even get them.
And she says, and he's so smart most of the time.
So then as she walks out, though, Pam is still looking at the paper. Toby walks in. And it's just like the most heartbreaking moment because Tobes wants to say something clever.
He like waves as soon as she looks away. That little like, oh, hey, oh.
You could see on his face that he has like, he wants to say something fun and like, hey. And just like, and then suddenly also in his mind, he's like, that's stupid. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And he just goes to the bathroom.
Not smooth.
Come on, Tobes. You can do it.
Could you guys relate? Can you think of a time where you tried to approach a woman and you couldn't say a word?
Yes, about 95% of the time that I approached a woman.
What do you do? Did you do a Toby and just like
you just try
duck
to
into a restroom?
Play casual,
What's casual to you?
What
would you do? Like,
I don't know.
My zipper's undone. I gotta go.
Not that. No, no.
Okay, I'm gonna get really vulnerable with you guys right now. I believe there was a time in junior high, in the lunchroom, where there was this girl that I liked, I had a crush on.
Yeah.
This girl that I had a crush on for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that
He's crying, folks.
I believe that I walked up to her and said something to the effect of, she had her tray. There's some mac and cheese on it.
Oh, yum.
Yum.
And I was like, hey, you got the mac and cheese. You like mac and cheese? And she's like, yes. I'm like, I do too. Man, we have a lot in common.
Oh, no. Okay, frankly, you do, because a lot of people are lactose intolerant. And so she obviously wasn't, and you were obviously not. And there you go. Match made in heaven.
I mean, when you're in 7th grade and all you know is that, like, when you have something in common, that means love. I was like, good, yeah.
Hey.
And then what did she do?
Did not date me. Ever.
Yeah.
And there it was.
Yeah.
And Pam and Toby.
Yeah, I pulled. Maybe that's why I feel like I have a connection to Tobes. It's our smoothness with the ladies.
Yeah.
Do you have one that you remember?
Not specifically, no.
Okay.
No, just a lot, yeah. Yep.
Just a lot of good cringe.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good cringe, yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
So we have a clip here, but as we go upstairs, Michael and Dwight are getting the room set up for the party. There's booze. They're setting up a dartboard. It's turning out to be like, it's going to be the party central.
Yeah.
But Josh and Jim arrive, and Michael, wants to invite him to the party. So let's check this out.
Hey!
That is a lot of liquor.
Yeah?
And a dartboard.
Well, that's how we do it in Scranton. Or did you forget? Ain't no party like a Scranton party, because a Scranton party don't stop.
That's me, guys, because I know it.
We should probably head on down, hook up with Jan.
Hey, well, we have time. One for the road, gentlemen?
Yeah, have a drink.
A shot of Midori, perhaps. Oh, no, sorry. It's an inside joke. There's this bartender in Stanford who, you know what? You just have to be there.
I wish I was. I love inside jokes. Love to be a part of one someday.
I use that line so much because I think it's so funny. I love that line.
I just love the way he says it. Inside jokes. I'll love to be a part of someone someday.
Yeah.
And he looks at him like, the invitation.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a classic line. I love that.
So Josh and Jim, they got to go. They're not going to have a drink. But Dwight, being the man, says, "You know what, Michael? I'll do a shot with you."
Yeah.
Michael's response: "Don't be gross. It's not even lunch yet."
Which I get, but also this. I'm gonna sound like weird, but I would take I'd be like, it's just a shot. Whatever.
But he also just offered it to them, so had they taken it, it would have been cool. But if Dwight wants to do it, don't be gross.
I mean, it's.
But at lunchtime, let's see what I have.
Hey, once lunch happens, I mean, you can kind of do whatever. You know, it was last time we went on vacation to Cabo at a resort. We wanted to get a drink. They're like, bar doesn't open till 10:30. We're like, all right,
chumps.
Well, I guess
that makes sense.
I'm gonna go walk away in shame right now.
Oh my gosh. So then Michael is on the convention floor, and he is getting all the swag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've been to shows like this, right? Like trade shows or where there's like all the.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced something where you're like, the swag is like good, like you're so glad?
The swag is always useless.
Yeah, isn't it just junk?
Yeah, it's junk.
Michael is all about the swag. He says, and I quote, "I decorated my whole condo with all the swag I got."
Hey,
I wish there would have been a shot to the condo.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been funny, wouldn't it?
It's just staples and hammer mill stuff all over the walls.
I threw everything away, so yeah, I ain't coming home with no swag.
For sure.
Unless it's a stolen pen. I mean, I'm happy.
I mean, a coffee mug.
No, even that. No way.
Hey, you want to know something that I did at my last... This is crazy. I can't go into detail on it. I was trying to figure out ways to promote our organization at last when I was at... Yeah, just listen to this.
Oh, no.
Good swag is I went to a beer festival.
Okay.
And handed out shot glasses with our...
organization on it?
With our organization. I'm not even kidding.
That's rad.
So I connected with a lot of people. It was very successful.
That's good swag. Amazing. Yeah.
All right.
That's good swag.
I dig it. So then Michael also runs into NFL legend Jerome Bettis, the bus.
I didn't know his name.
Okay, so yeah, that's Jerome Bettis, the bus. He used to be, I think, a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh. Gotcha.
Michael invites him to the party, and Jerome, Mr. Bettis, is very cordial. I was like, oh yeah, maybe. Michael wants that firm commitment, though.
Yeah, give me it.
I can tell people that you're coming then?
You're coming?
No, you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
But as they're walking away, Dwight asks the $1 million question, why did they call him the bus?
Uh-huh.
Michael gives some insight. It's because he's afraid to fly.
Now, that is a reference to John Madden, right? Am I connecting the dots?
That Madden didn't like to fly?
I thought I remember hearing that Madden hated to fly. He did not like it, so he bussed to the games that he...
No way.
I'm pretty sure that's what the joke is. Hold on.
That is if that's true, that's nuts. Because that's so much time on a bus.
However, it is known that Madden flew up to 1979 when he had a panic attack on a flight originating in Tampa. The details in HOK. Madden, however, stated once in an interview that his fears were not about turbulent... Okay, so he was definitely afraid of flying. I just wish I could see something that says, yes, he had a bus. I remember my dad telling me this.
Wow.
So instead of flying, he'd take like 2-3 day trips to go from game to game.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so I think that's what it's referencing.
It's Madden, not Jerome Bettis. Michael is then having a conversation with somebody, talking about like, hey, I saw you last year. You should come to the party. And it turns out to be the person in the huge BlackBerry costume.
Yes.
Which, if the BlackBerry showed up to the party, that would be...
That would be a party.
That would be cool.
What else would it be if not a party?
Michael knows what he's doing. And then as they all come back together, Josh gets an email from Jan saying that they're up front. Michael pretends that he also received the email, but Dwight is just narking the crap out of him. Mm-hmm. Which, this is interesting. This is like email on the phone is sort of new technology at this time, right?
Yeah, because it's like 2006, 2007. Yeah.
His phone was so big. When I first saw a shot of it, I told Rob, oh, look, he still has a pager. And Rob was like, where? You mean his phone?
Because he had one of those hip holster things.
Oh, yeah. You were a businessman if you had a hip holster.
Yeah. Or a dad.
I think my dad still uses one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey,
fanny packs are back, so I guess hip holsters could be too.
Well, hip hooray.
So Slow clap for your dad. Is stay slow.
And you're like hitting the mic.
I was gonna say,
I know, it's because the cord
mic.
was right there, and I was too lazy to move my hand an inch to the right.
So this seems like a situation where Michael would be super mad at Dwight for embarrassing him, but Michael asked Dwight for a moment of his time and says, hey, I need you to try to dig up some dirt on Josh. Mm-hmm. So Michael is forming this
war.
This rivalry. Yeah,
okay.
He wants to go to war with Josh. And we're going to find out a little bit more why in a bit. But Michael just wants to find some dirt on him. So as we go back to the office, Toby walks up to Pam's desk, tries to start a conversation, but the phone rings. Once the call is over, this is his moment. This is his golden chance to have a conversation with Pam, make an impression. Hey, chicken's out again.
Yep.
He just says he forgets what he was going to say.
Yeah.
He lost the nerve.
I use that sometimes. I forgot. Never mind.
So as we go back to the convention, Dwight walks over to Michael and says, hey, I want you to know, I asked my buddy to run a background check on Josh. And Michael's like, yes, what? Tell me. Turns out he wasn't volunteering today.
Yeah, he builds up to he's got
like something juicy.
Yeah, so I told him to check it out and come to find out, blah, blah, no.
Nope.
He wasn't volunteering today.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, Dwight.
I would do the same thing. Just walk away.
There you go.
What do you do that?
Michael is then getting food and just dissing Josh in front of Jim. Jim then wants to... It seems like in this moment he was going to say, hey, how's Pam doing? Mm-hmm. But as he's in the midst of saying it, he notices the camera's on him. So then he wants to know how Toby is doing.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's he's very interested in Toby.
Yeah. So as they sit down to lunch, Michael wants to impress Jan. He says, hey, I'll take care of the tip. Gives his $100 per diem to the server.
Power move.
Yes.
Checkmate Josh Porter.
That's right.
This was just like a cafeteria serve yourself.
That is true.
Wasn't the server.
It was a buffet. It was a buffet line.
I'm sure you're not supposed to tip in that situation too.
Yeah.
Or if you did, there's like a little jar by the cashier or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I just once again love that Dwight is just narking. Like, is that your entire per diem?
Yeah, Dwight just doesn't pick up on anything. He is oblivious.
So then Michael lets Jan know that there's a party happening and wants to invite her. She makes it clear, Michael, Josh and Jim are going to be in and out of meetings. I'm going to be in and out of meetings. I can't stay on top of you 24/7.
And Michael has some reserve.
Yes.
Some self-control.
More than I.
He doesn't. He doesn't go with the that's what she said. He instead just kind of
he lets it. He's trying to hold it in, and he can't quite do it.
Yeah, good for him. So as we go back to the office, Phyllis is giving some dating advice to Pam.
Mm-hmm.
She says, you need to order the most expensive thing on the menu. Show him that you're worth it. Stanley chimes in, if you do that, you're going to have to put out.
All right. And that button up that's all the way up to your neck, it's just not going to cut it.
Yep.
Well,
something's got to give.
Stanley says, you do that, you're going to have to put out. Pam kind of laughs it off, and then Phyllis does reiterate, no, you will have to put out.
Yeah, you will have to put out.
If you order the halibut, it's going to cost you.
But Phyllis is kind of like saying almost in a way like, well, you have to put out, but it's worth it.
Well, and also like, you're going to have to put out, but I've been there.
Yeah.
This is the way it works.
Yeah, it works this way. You can't really change it.
Bob Vance Federation.
Bob Vance. Oh, yeah.
So then back at the convention, Angela shows up. She's definitely in disguise. And she asks the lady at the reception desk if there is a key waiting for Jane Doe.
I love how they just depict this relationship and Angela and Dwight. And it's like Jane Doe is just such a... I mean, that's literally illegal. Isn't that illegal? Like a Jane Doe.
I don't know if it's legal, but I know it's a common.
It's used in case. Yeah, it's a Jane Doe case. So it's just so like, I don't know.
There's there's no like. It's not a legitimate code name. Like anybody sees that, they're like, okay, that's someone trying to hide
you're sneaking in for an affair here.
Yes, exactly.
Here's your key.
Yeah.
Back on the convention floor,
which is not even an affair. No. Neither of them are
No, they
just
have a relationship.
Want it to be public, as if that's a big deal.
That's right. So back on the convention floor, Michael sees a paper airplane contest and says, "Hey, Stamford versus Scranton," and they're trying to. Jim and Josh are kind of like, no, but Michael eggs them on, so they're going to do it. But in the midst of this, Michael gets a call, and it should be noted that his ringtone is "Lady Humps" by the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
But it's Pam, and Pam's on the line. She's got something that she's talking with him about. But when Jim hears that it's Pam, he definitely takes notice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Michael says, "Hey, say hi to Pam." Oh, Pam says hi. And then he ends the call by saying, "Have fun on your date."
Yep.
Yeah.
This, Jim definitely takes notice. During the call, Michael made it clear to Pam that Dwight, Josh, and Jim were there.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Have fun on your date." We see Jim's face. Then we go back to the office and we see Pam, who hangs up the phone, and see her face.
Yeah.
There's definitely...
some heaviness.
Connection
Yes. And so we have a clip here. Josh and Mike both sort of beef the paper airplane contest. It does not go well. And then Jim and Josh have to go, and it just becomes more and more clear that the issue here is that Michael misses Jim. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't like that Jim and Josh are making this connection.
Yes.
And Michael kind of elaborates a little bit on the fact that he misses Jim and kind of maybe where their friendship is going from here on out. Check out this clip.
Product line. Fine. Jim and I have different definitions of friendship. I think it's talking and being friends, and Jim thinks it's moving to Connecticut and being best friends with Josh. Well, phooey on that. I'm done. I am not going to be speaking with him anymore.
Yeah.
Whatevs. Long-distance relationships never work. That is so true.
The hammer mill guy.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me tell you what we're looking for.
So we see Michael sort of dish here about what's going on with him and Jim and Josh. But as he wraps up, he's gonna hang out with the hammer mill guy and have a Cosmo.
Sure. And the hammer mill guy might try and sell him something.
There you go.
Offer a really great presentation.
There you go. And so as we go down into the lobby, everybody's waiting down there. We got Josh, Jan, Jim, Dwight, everybody. But Michael is showing up, and he's a little bit late. And he says, "Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I just got out of a meeting with the hammer mill guy. Mm-hmm. Dunder Mifflin can now sell hammer mill products." Or sorry, I just got out of a meeting with hammer mill. Josh chimes in, "Oh, well, they're only exclusive to Staples."
Yeah.
Not anymore. We can now sell hammer mill products.
Yeah.
Jan is like...
She is.
Okay.
She's like, oh.
That
slam dunk
impressive.
Michael.
This guy again.
This is like once again, Michael Scott showing there is a moment where he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did hold the title of #1 salesman.
Yeah.
We can't see it now, but
it's at this moment.
There.
If would you fault Michael Scott if he leaned over to Josh and said, "Hey, I just want to let you know if our branch absorbs yours,
sure.
I'll try to find a spot for you."
That would have been that would have been perfect cherry on top.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Jan says, "Wow, Michael, I guess I underestimated you." To which Michael says, "Well, you know what? Maybe next time you will estimate me."
I love that. Actually, that's another line I use. There's certain lines that I like. That is one that I've used in real life.
Adam Jones, you just want people to estimate you.
Yeah. Anytime that's used, maybe next time you just can insert it so easily.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So then we cut over to Jim. He did get his hands on Dwight's room key. He's going to pull some sort of a prank. He puts the key in, opens the door, and all we see we see some legs and a female voice that says, "D."
She wants the D.
She wants D.
She wants D.
She's wondering where D is.
Beep.
She's expecting D. When the door opened, she thought it was going to be D. It wasn't D, but she's ready for D.
There is a D, but not.
Yeah. She's just ready and waiting for D.
Exactly.
Beep, beep, beep.
So Jim immediately retreats and says, "Oh my gosh, Dwight got a hooker.
It's interesting that he doesn't know from that phrase D that it's Angela. I don't know. Maybe
just one letter.
Well, like, because I just like...
He's like, I know it. I recognize
that
D.
Name.
Maybe it's... Maybe it's from other episodes, but I think that's used, and maybe we just haven't come upon it.
Well, and I think that he's also vaguely aware that there might be something going on, especially since Pam.
Yeah, it just seems like
was like so interested in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dwight got a hooker, and
I'm gonna do that all the time.
Oh my gosh,
D.
Anytime somebody opens the door, D. He can't believe Dwight got a hooker. He's like, I totally have to call, and we're assuming here he is gonna call Pam. But I got to call somebody. He's got to figure that out.
Yeah.
So then we cut over to the restaurant, and the double date is going down. Kelly is basically force-feeding Ryan French fries, and he looks miserable.
And he wants ketchup, apparently.
I think it's that he doesn't like ketchup.
Well, no.
I think she dips one.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
I underestimated you right there,
Maybe next time you will estimate me.
She's just force-feeding Ryan all of these French fries.
He loves ketchup.
Oh,
I don't like ketchup.
He does.
Loves ketchup.
He does. And then Pam is trying to connect with the cartoon guy, and it's going fine. She's asking him, hey, how do you come up with your cartoons? And he's one of those guys who's like, oh, yeah, I just look around, whatever I see.
This guy's so lame.
Or I
punch him in the face.
Or I dream them.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Whoa.
To good old wholesome Pam. Oh, you dream in cartoons? Well, that sounds so fun.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Back at Michael's room, the first party guest shows up. We don't know who this guy is.
No.
He shows up, takes a look. Is this the party? Am I the first one to arrive?
Mm-hmm.
Michael tries to make him a drink, but he quickly leaves.
I would have at least left with the drink.
I would have had a drink.
Sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to just have a drink and then
I would have waited it out.
Yeah.
I would at least let him hand me a drink, take a couple sips, and be like, oh, let me just take this.
My pager. I got an email on my flip phone.
Yeah.
And then I run with my Cosmo.
Grab a bottle with you.
There you go.
Did you notice that one of the bottles was like vitamin water?
No.
No, I didn't. What drink do you make?
It was like all of these liquors, and then there was like purple vitamin water.
He's just trying to... It's a good mixer, maybe. Have you ever had a cocktail with vitamin water?
No. I don't...
There's got to be one.
It was like they needed to fill out the shot, and somebody was like, "This is here. Just put this in. I brought this. Yeah. It's mine."
Are you Googling vitamin water cocktail?
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
Well, Michael Scott would know.
Let's see.
There's got to be something out there.
Vitamin water cocktail.
Oh, baby. There you go. See?
So maybe there's
maybe like, it became famous after that. Like once that shot happened, everybody's like, oh, I gotta try that. Michael Scott does it.
It's like you want to get messed up, but you want to hydrate in the midst of it.
Yeah.
My friend was telling me about a drink he had the other night. It was called a trash can. He described.
I think I was with him when he ordered this. Yeah.
And it's like 5 liquors and then Red Bull.
Okay, so let me describe how it came.
Uh-huh.
Did he tell you about this?
No.
Okay, so it came in like a pint glass. Okay, so imagine a pint glass.
Yeah.
And then you had like 5 different liquors in it or whatever. So, but then the Red Bull came, turned upside down, jammed down in the glass.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wait a minute. I've had that in high school.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Red Bull.
Who needs Dwight when Andi's around to narc on herself? There you go. So it's like a pint glass full of booze with a Red Bull can just sticking out of it. Like it looked like a garbage can. So there you go.
Yeah.
We called that something else, but whatever.
There you go. As we cut back to the restaurant, the cartoonist drew... Just the date has got to the point where he decided to draw a cartoon and then explain it to Pam, and it had something to do with a French guy and freedom fries falls a table.
Yeah.
All I heard was fries. Can you order me another basket of fries, please?
Well, he goes down that road of like, I like to be edgy. People tell me don't be too edgy, but I was like,
I don't know anything else.
Yes, that's the way I am.
Like, oh please.
And then he looks down Pam's shirt. It's going so well.
Oh, yay.
We do a real quick cutback. Michael is still waiting for party guests. Nobody's showing up.
Poor Michael.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to save this for another Patreon.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not going to lie. If I was at a conference like that and somebody's like, you want to come come party, I would just come and just I
Just
don't
show
know
up.
what else do you
At
do?
least walk
Like,
by and peek in.
Yeah.
The room, right? It's like, hey, party at 308.
I would show up.
I don't know that I think if I were to peek in and see there's nobody in there, I wouldn't go in.
Well, okay, let's...
but I'm a girl.
Yeah, let's break this down.
Okay, that's for... Yeah, I'm a girl.
You show up to a hotel room, Michael Scott, and no one else, and you're a woman, and he's like, hey, come on in. This is the party. You're like,
Yeah, I've been.
Did the party just arrive? What's going on?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But you guys are like, hey, vitamin water, my favorite.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking in that room, and I'm going... If I need to, could I punch him in the face and run out of here? Good. Let's do this.
Yeah, we're good. We good.
So as we cut back to Pam and Kelly and all them, the date is ending, and it doesn't end with a hug, a kiss, not even a handshake.
No.
It's just like a, hey, thank you. Pam says there was no connection, like no spark, no fireworks. But when she likes someone again, she thinks she'll just know.
Yeah.
So
normally when you like someone, you're not oblivious to that. But thanks for that encouraging, hopeful.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. I love that you just saved me and went,
Yeah.
I looked at Adam like, save me. Oh, Rob did good.
I estimated you that time.
Yeah, you did estimate.
So Jim, we cut back to the party. Jim arrives at 3:08, and Michael is just sitting in the dark, like staring into a black light, listening to the song "Girls Gone Wild."
Yeah.
And Jim sticks around. Hey, he wants a drink. Like, hey, let's get this thing going. And we have a clip here because as Jim sits down, it's clear that Michael is still upset about the Jim and Josh relationship and all that. But Jim kind of comes to the realization and decides to sort of set the record straight for Michael on why he did transfer. So let's check out this clip.
I mean, Stanford does better in sales. I get it. We had some fun. We had some laughs. And that's just...
I didn't transfer because of you.
Ooh.
You're a good boss. You're a great boss.
That's how I feel too.
Not better than Josh.
Michael, it's not about... I transferred because of Pam.
Oh my God.
He forgot. Oh goodness.
You don't even know. She's single now.
No, I heard something about that.
Mike is like,
It's just-
this is the
I
moment.
kinda
You can come back.
Put it all on the line. Twice, actually, and she said no. Twice.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? I will talk to her.
Yeah, that's okay.
Please don't.
I will. I'll talk to her. You should at least talk to Roy. I mean, he knows exactly how you're feeling.
Okay. Yeah, please no.
Yeah, it's not great advice.
Talk to Roy. He knows exactly how
I'll talk to her for you.
You're feeling.
Yeah.
So Jim says, I put it all on the line twice, and she said no twice. So I'm drawing a little bit of a blank here, so refresh my memory. Obviously, the kiss, he definitely puts it all on the line. She shot it down. What was the first time?
The first
No,
one
the
is in the
first time
parking
was
lot.
before the kiss. Yeah.
The parking lot.
In the parking lot, and then he followed her up to the office and kissed
And
her.
she's on the phone with her mom, like, talking about it.
I guess, okay, that totally makes sense. I guess for me, I was like joining those two, that episode, and like he was talking about something earlier, but that makes sense.
Yeah, it's twice.
I mean, he cried in front of her the first time.
Yeah.
Like it was legit. It wasn't a kiss. It wasn't just a let's suck face and I like you. It was
I love
he
you. He
really-
said, I love you.
Yeah.
he did really put on the line. There was tears, all that stuff. Dang it, Jim.
Yep.
That makes sense. So as they're having this beautiful moment, the Hammer Mill guys show up. And they want to be clear, like, hey, this is the party. Yeah, this is the party. There's introductions. Hey, this is the Hammer Mill guys. Hey, this is Jim. This is Michael. And they ask, hey, do you work together? And Jim says, we used to, but now we're friends.
Classic cool guy Jim.
Yep, that's right. And Michael says, best friends.
Yeah.
BFFs forever. Actually, I have a bracelet, and he would pull something like
That's
that
right.
out.
Yeah. Totally right.
Here.
And as the episode is winding down, we get an interview with Michael where he's saying, I don't need a bunch of friends, and that he talks about how he's picky. Like, he really only needs like 3, maybe 2 friends. He says, but when you meet somebody special, it's something that can't be forced. It just happens, and I quote, effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Because it's not effortlessly, it's effortlessly. Dang it, Michael. And then we have a final clip as the episode wraps up that Michael and Dwight decide to have a little bit more fun with the blacklight after the party and make a startling discovery.
Now would you do me the pleasure of hitting the lights, sir? Whoa.
Oh my god.
What are all those stains?
It's so
Blood,
bad.
urine, or semen.
Even up the wall.
What's urine?
Blood, urine, or semen. Oh god, I hope it's urine. Which, like, out of the three, like, that's
Sure.
definitely
Blood,
the best.
urine, or semen.
Yeah.
Yes, I hope it's urine.
Like, I hope they just peed all over this bed.
Yes.
And the wall. All right, and so that wraps up season 3, episode 2, the convention. So now we'd like to throw it out to you guys and hear some of your reactions. What are your favorite parts? Over on Instagram, we got Rocks Yo Socks said, "I would love to be a part of a." I'd love to be a part of an inside joke someday.
Yeah.
Tiger Hunter Michael just staring into the strobe light and touching I think the phone guy, the BlackBerry.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
keeps
yeah.
like just poking him.
Yep.
Carter Botch seeing Nick from the IT department for the first time. Now, I feel like I missed this.
I must have missed it if it's in there.
You know what?
Nick, the IT.
And who's
Re-
Nick?
Reach out to us on Twitter or Carter, if you're listening to this, throw it out on Instagram and help us because I totally miss this. Is Nick from IT the Indian guy that we see later on?
No, that's not Nick. Nick is the guy who I think has longer hair with a little bit short of longer hair with glasses, and he later goes on to. But that's so late in.
I don't know. I totally missed this. If this guy was on there,
maybe he just as an actor was appearing in it. I don't think we ever get introduced to Nick, but maybe we see him there because he looks like the type of person who cast for office supply convention.
You know what? Here's what I'll say, Carter. If you're listening and you caught something that we totally missed, like spell it out first, and we'll talk about it next week. Because I totally miss this. And then also over on Instagram, Joe Pro in Fresno.
Ooh,
Mr. Joseph Bianchi said his favorite part was swag. And then over on Twitter, at Two Strike Noise, I love when the office punches you in the heart. The scene in Michael's room where Jim explains why he left Scranton. And also the joy Michael shows that convention. The joy that Michael shows when he finds out that he wasn't the reason that Jim left.
Yeah.
Then of course Michael tells Jim to talk to Roy because he knows exactly what Jim's doing.
Perfect.
Two more. At the Merc with a Movie blog said when Michael and Dwight use the black light and see all the fluid stains everywhere. And then of course, last but not least, tried and true, Mr. at Tromboner Man.
Hello.
His favorite part was Jim and Josh's reaction to "Ain't no party like a Scranton party because a Scranton party don't stop."
Oh, you got that quacking.
Yes, I was doing like all that good beatbox. All right, and then usually here we'll take a look at a prank that Jim pulled. No prank this time. I mean, he got the room key. Yeah. If anything, maybe he got pranked.
He got pranked a little bit.
But still in first place. Season D. Jim gets the D.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But still in first place, season 2, episode 6.
I was drinking water, so I couldn't say anything, but wow.
Oh, wow.
From the fight, still with 26 Shroot Bucks, Poop Desk. So there you go.
Yes.
And that brings us to that lovely part where we like to head over to that good Dunder Mifflin subreddit and look at some quality content from Mr. Adam Jones. You got something for us tonight, my friend?
That is right. We got something. There's a lot of holiday posts right now.
Oh, excellent.
And there was a lot of Halloween ones. It's September 30th when we're recording. And Halloween stuff. But then none of them were super original, so then I found one that's a little bit more original with Christmas is coming up. I already was at Home Depot the other day. They're getting Christmas trees out right now.
Dude, Hobby Lobby is like an explosion of the Yuletide season.
Yep, and Walmart already. I went to the garden center to get something for my lawn, and I was like, there are already Christmas stuff here. So,
gosh, that's nuts.
Anyways, you've heard of an elf on a shelf before, but now you need to say it. What is this?
Oh, it's a Dwight on a Sprite.
Yeah.
It's a can. Go to the show notes. There's a link there you can click and see. It is a picture of Dwight's face on a can of Sprite. And you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Dwight on a Sprite.
Dwight on a Sprite from user Cryptic265.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, maybe this holiday season, if you do Elf on a Shelf, that's fine.
Yeah.
But what's more intimidating than Dwight on a Sprite? Oh. Also there. Just as much. So,
and this is a go up real quick. This is a young post.
Yes, it is.
As of this recording, 9 hours ago, 29 votes,
yeah.
No awards,
and only three
comments.
Yeah.
So go find the user Cryptic. Was it Cryptic256?
It was user Cryptic265.
265.
Yeah, so we'll give him a Dundie, an official Dundie from the Dunder Mifflin subreddit.
Okay, so there's only 3 comments, but I love Dwight on a Sprite Beat Edition.
Oh,
because they have I think they have a cranberry Sprite.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
yeah.
That's funny.
And then somebody said Shroot on a boot.
That's a good one too.
That could be good. That feels very Dwighty to put his face on a boot. I could dig that. So there you go.
So it's Dwight on a Sprite.
Like it.
Yep.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. There you go. So user Cryptic265, you're going to get a Dundie. And
right.
We're all going to have a Sprite. It's going to be good. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for listening. Make sure you rate and subscribe, all that good stuff. Your homework for this week, make sure you tell a friend about the show. And go watch Season 3, Episode 3, The Coup.
Ooh.
Yeah, it says, Jan arrives during Michael's movie Monday and is mad that no one is working. Dwight secretly meets with Jan about taking over Michael's job. Ooh. Now, if I remember correctly, is it Varsity Blues?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Dwight does a mean number on a stack of pancakes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So go watch The Coup, and then we'll all get back together next time. So until then, I'm Rob.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andi.
And this was
Everybody in the Conference Room.
All right, let's head over to Poor Richard's and start the party, babies.
Cheers.
Yeah.